everyone, a slightly different format of video for you here today. I just wanted to talk briefly about the differences in kind of quality of whips. You'll probably have seen for yourself the massive spectrum of pricing that there is on hobby whips these days. So I've brought a couple of examples with me. This one here is a 10-foot bullwhip made from cow leather that I bought many years ago. This one falls into the category of less than kind of £100 that I refer to, and then this is one of my own making. I finished a little while ago, and I just wanted to talk briefly about the differences between the two. So starting over here, this, as I said, is a 10-foot long bullwhip. It's supposed to have an 8-inch handle, that's what was advertised, but if you pick it up you'll actually notice that there's stiffening right the way up into the braiding of the thong. So this in fact is about a 12-inch handle. That's a little cheat that a lot of the cheaper manufacturers will use to make the whip crack easier. It basically gives you more leverage to put force out into the whip. Some other differences you might be able to hear it on camera, as when I flex this, there's an awful lot of creaking. That means the braiding is really loose and the whip's not going to carry a lot of energy. It's going to make it a lot harder to crack. And kind of the final point I wanted to talk about is the overall taper of the whip. That's what makes a whip easy to crack or not, is taper or lack thereof. So you'll notice that up here at the very handle it's very thick, and at the very point it's quite narrow. But as far as whips go, this is still not a very narrow point going out into the fall. This is going to be very heavy and it's going to add a lot of resistance to whenever you try and crack the whip. Additionally, after about halfway down the body, you'll notice, maybe just over halfway actually, it kind of just flops and sags. That means there's no tension in the braiding, and also that the core is very weak, if there even is a core carried out this long. Typically you'll find either rope or, in some cases, God forbid, paper, instead of genuine leather, which is how a whip is supposed to be made. You're supposed to have braiding all the way along and then leather carrying on throughout the whip. And there's supposed to be a bit of rigidity so that the whip can carry energy out towards the cracker, giving you a very easy crack. So if we compare that to this whip over here, the first thing you'll notice is that it is truly an 8-inch handle. The flexibility of the thong starts immediately after. And then the overall taper, it starts off really thick and chunky and then carries down to a really fine point, especially in the fall. So this is going to make cracking the whip really easy. You're not going to need to put much effort into it at all. And additionally, the braiding is nice and tight, so you see it carries a loop really nicely the whole way down the length of the whip. That means the whip's not going to be fighting you at any point. It doesn't want to bend back on itself. It's a lot more rigid than the braiding on the cheaper whip here. This also has braided bellies, 2 braided bellies, and shot loading, so it's really nice and heavy up here, while smoothly carrying the weight out to the end of the thong, just making for a really nice throw, really nice balance, and you're not going to have to put too much effort into this to make it crack. Also, because of the braiding, it's nice and tight, it's not going to wear and rub on itself and wear prematurely. It's going to last you much longer than the leather whip there. So that's just kind of a brief highlight on the differences between the cheap whips that you can pick up online and whips from enthusiasts and professional makers alike that follow proper construction methods and don't take any shortcuts. I'm going to do a follow-up video on this, cracking the two of these, so you can see the difference and hopefully in how much effort I have to put in and how easily they want to crack. So stay tuned.